invested in Twitter is I believe in its potential to be the platform for free speech around the globe, and I believe free speech is a societal imperative for a functioning democracy. However, since making my investment, I now realize the company will neither thrive nor serve this societal imperative in its current form. He's basically saying, it's broken, I want to fix it. What do you think?
I love Elon Musk. I agree with him 100%. You know, I love Twitter. I've used it for years. In fact, my family was really involved in Twitter from the beginning and helped build the platform. I joined in 2015 and broke the world record. I got a Guinness Book of World Records, the fastest ever to 1 million followers. I did it in 4 hours and 2 minutes. I've used Twitter for years, enjoyed using it, use it recently, kind of having some fun with it to really stimulate conversation. And then 2 weeks ago, guess what? I joined Fox News, and guess what happened? I got shadow banned on Twitter. My engagements went down dramatically, and I was absolutely shocked. This is the way I look at it. Right now, social media and so many big companies have become captive to their employees, these woke employees, and this woke movement we have out there. My family recently started a show on Hulu, which is Disney. And look what happened to Disney, you know, last month when they became political. They did what they thought their employees and what the public really wanted, and they went woke on us. They went up against Ron DeSantis, and you know, for a bill that was about parental rights. And it's unfortunate. Look what happened to their stock. Yeah. Twitter does the exact same thing. There's this woke mentality with their employees. Instead of doing what's right for the company, they're doing what they think is right for society and right for their employees. And it's killing these companies. I mean, I got shadow banned. My reach is much less now today. So I hope Elon Musk comes in here and changes this, because these woke companies are not going to survive, I don't think, in the future.
Caitlin, here's the rub in all this, though, right? It's great, you know, that potentially somebody who's a real champion of free speech could be in charge of one of these social media platforms. But at the end of the day, all the decisions get made by algorithms, right? There's not a lot of human touch involved in a lot of the decisions about stuff that gets pulled, stuff that gets censored, people that get blocked from the platform. It's not as if Elon Musk is going to be sitting there, you know, making decisions, you know, himself when it comes to what stays and what goes on the platform. Do you really think that ownership could make a tremendous, you know, the difference that is needed? Can the system be overhauled?
I certainly hope so. I am 100% behind free speech. You know what I do? I do The View a lot. And, well, now that I'm with Fox News, I don't think I'll be doing it in the future. But, you know, obviously I am what I would consider a common sense conservative. But I do The View. Why do I do it? Because I love a good debate. I love hearing the other side. Maybe they can change my thinking. Maybe I can change their thinking. But a good open debate is extremely important. We're not getting open debate on Twitter any longer. It is what they think is politically correct. And that has to stop, because I don't think we can grow as a nation and grow in ideas when we're totally being censored by big tech, and it's got to stop.
Well, speaking of censorship, we had a woman on yesterday. She runs a veterans group. Her name is Gretchen Smith. She's a pistol, to be sure. Yes. She's outspoken. In response to Ketanji Brown Jackson during her hearing on March the 24th, when she wouldn't answer Senator Blackburn's question about how would you define a woman, she tweeted, quote, Rachel Levine, who is the assistant HHS secretary, is a man. Leah Thomas is a man. I am a woman. Simple biology, hashtag girl power. Twitter suspended her for 12 hours for posting that. Here's what she told us yesterday.
I had to delete the post. Otherwise, I would not have been given my account back. Again, it's overreach. It is one-sided, and it's getting worse. When they start targeting grassroots individuals like me, you know there's a serious problem in our country with freedom of speech.
Now, she said something on Twitter that a lot of people would disagree with. I don't know where you would come down on that. Maybe you can tell us. But should she have been banned for saying that?
No. Again, I'm for open debate. And I think with Elon Musk taking over Twitter, I think it will have such a big impact. If we can get back on Twitter to free speech, open debate, that's what I'm all about. I think the rest of social media is watching this, and they are watching it very closely. We got to get away from this woke world that we're living in, and everything has to be politically correct. If you don't say what the woke world wants you to say, they're going to shadow ban you. They're going to cancel you. That's not what America's all about. We were conceived under the notion of free speech. Let's continue that. It made us a great nation. Let's continue it.
Caitlin, a whole spate of Republicans are trying to combat censorship from big tech by starting sort of what they call conservative alternatives, right, to the big three. Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. Everyone from Dan Bongino here at Fox News to former President Trump. What do you make of their efforts?
Well, I'm all for doing what government can do to help this situation. And, they talked, I know you had Ken Buck on earlier about talking about the Elon Musk deal and the opening up of social media. I don't particularly want the government to come in to control social media. What I want to do is have social media control themselves. They need to continue what America is all about. We have a First Amendment. We have free speech in this country. Let's be open to new ideas. Now, you can either listen or you don't have to listen to the new ideas. But we should in this country have the opportunity to hear all points of view. And social media is a great way to do that. Unfortunately, it's changed a lot. And it's become a political tool. But we need to get back to those good old American values. I'm a common sense conservative American. I love this country.
As do so many of us love this country. I want to ask you, speaking of free speech, there are limitations on free speech. You can't yell fire in a theater, for example. Yet we saw the subway shooter from Brooklyn. Frank James had this enormous profile on social media and long rants on YouTube, which were very racially tinged. They were outright racist in some instances, and they threatened violence as well and talked about public officials. YouTube didn't do anything about it. Didn't take him down, didn't try to censor him, didn't even alert the authorities. What do you think should have happened in that case?
Well, obviously, hindsight is 20/20. Of course, something should have happened, and we look back on it. There is that fine line. I get criticized a lot, and with comedy. And to be honest with you, I like comedy. I like laughing at myself. I don't take myself too seriously. But there is that fine line in comedy between being funny and being mean. And it's the exact same way when it comes to public speech. There's that fine line between what is hate speech and what is free speech. That's going to be the trick in the future, to be able to control that. I'm all for free speech. I'm all for great debate. But when you have hate speech out there, it's still, we have to have some controls there. But who's going to control it? It's going to be the tough one.
You certainly can't go around threatening to exterminate, groups of people based on their nationality or ethnicity, which is something that James was allegedly reportedly been doing. Caitlin, we got to leave it there, but thanks so much for joining us today.
Good to be with you. Thank you.
It's always my pleasure.
And good to have you on the team as well.
All right.
Thanks.